Good morning. Welcome to another daily reflection for Thursday, the 19th of November. I think one of the temptations of the coronavirus is that some have stopped living. Some have placed their lives on hold, almost like a plane in a holding pattern waiting to land at an airport. Everything else is shut down, locked down, restricted around us. And for some, this means that their lives have done the same, sometimes subconsciously. Just recently, I read a very short piece by an author called Dorna Markova, and it was quite striking for me, which is why I'm doing this reflection on it. So let me read you the short piece. I'm not sure if it's a poem or just a paragraph, but it says this: I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. Now, this was not written during this pandemic. It was written numbers of years ago, but it still struck me as I read these words. I think one of the temptations of the enemy in this season will be to lead people, Christians as well, to stop living. I know of people who, out of fear, are literally shutting down their lives, isolating themselves, not because they're immune compromised, not because they are at risk because they have secondary issues. These are relatively young and healthy people. They are going way beyond just the sensible precautions which are being advocated. Their fear has literally caused them to shut themselves away and to put their lives on hold, to stop living in order not to die. Now, it's been 8 months since the virus has affected this country, and on one level that's not a long time at all, but for some to shut their lives down and to hide away, living an unlived life, it is 8 precious months. 8 months lost time you'll never get back again. We live such short and brief lives on this earth, and 8 months is a substantial chunk if you stop living. It is a tragedy to die an unlived life, even in a pandemic. As Christians, we must show the world what it's like to live life in a pandemic, to not live in fear, to choose to inhabit our days with the life of Jesus. We must show the world not to waste precious days in fear, letting them slip past us unlived. We must continue to live the life that God has given us, proclaiming the wonderful truth of His life, His gospel, knowing that to live is Christ and to die is gain. I pray that we will not succumb to what the enemy would love to do, to rob us of precious days of life, to make us so afraid that we die an unlived life. Let us reject that. Let us reject that and say, Lord, I want to live for you in this pandemic. I don't want to die an unlived life. I want to live my life and die to you. May God bless you today. May His face shine upon you. May you live your life for Christ in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.